abusua for dey bia me ka chem say me dey eye Gàlamsey dey na me ka say endi sabani nya bape Gàlamsey ya de a ye betwem because o hwe 2024 any 2023 any 2022 en sama ekoso ewo eye Gàlamsey ho no and they face the country ye na ye nim o ma na say in somebody de baby Sammy Gyamfi Gàlamsey eye demonstration just so didn't send me to just say nyame enye de enku na na do manyem na na do say o man no in somebody de baby na Sammy Gyamfi mo de betu dwa ni na ne say propaganda na che say na koso ewo ma Ghana mo na Gàlamsey ye na enim ne Gàlamsey eye o ma Ghana enu ntino Ghana for ebimu etnase eye propaganda ka say yentu abanyo owo so no MPP abane ba enya de che say beboa ne yemfa oman nhye ndi sabane se no mo de omunya ba ye na Gàlamsey yenti hu din biem yenti hu bibie biem na ebusuafo me so na me kan ya me si Gàlamsey ne first no na ye leftin sisi ade Gàlamsey eye milo aye pikam ebedu baby no na chese Ghana enyoma bi a chese ebedi akon atia e wo Gàlamsey hu no because Gàlamsey na adechi bia ne nsama efi so eba adechi bia ne nsama efi eye Gàlamsey moba na we dia mense wadaje mense wa omre no mesu enidim video bi security egu eye Gàlamsey hu nsama chese e koso ni ade no audio bi abecha ye kron so say ni nan say eyade am small scale manners no mpenifo chese mudi Gàlamsey ni mo ni ade no ya pam wo mo na ye beko ye kotie nsam no nchire mu ankasa na ye wia ya sanso aba bedu ho enkomo de bi akada mka cho say aha Kintu TV ntime pese mes wadaje no kame ho na minu mienu no yanje ensam no nchire mu ye emfa eye Gàlamsey hu nsensma chese ekoso ewo omagane mo pedema say
me bajo mummo audio no emam that is if it is ready na yentiem fro no ane ho
okay
ye wia will come back
okay
and digest ninsem no kan yentie no
no enimbre me cheche obibia mu nya pepa na ekase me no kase IGP tax force no enimbre ya yegu no otna all of the tax force now have been recorded so biamra Accra nti wa nyame boa for mochine ko bi beba outside also a tax force bia mama yasonte ne man yen chi sankofo no I repeat for mochina ekono IGP tax force no yegu no enwumre ya from ochina also obi ebu ne kotem free man so bebi omo obi no mo free o timonhyenko all the platforms are obia etemen kase me kodo pipra me say for mochina eko IGP tax force exist bi yegu no bidobi biase sisi obi etumi ye n'adwuma na mmadwuma na ye no moma ye nye ne yie bidobi biase say ya fa wo machine so a come to the office
ono aboni din pepra Michael pepra no or you or ka pepra Michael Kojo pepra ne kasa clearly chese ye ono and odi atudwa say all task force IGP dey guno task force aka nyina no they have been recalled nti obi anye no dwuma and ye bisa say what happened there na si e dey na bantia task force awodo a yate to fight illegal mining avedi ye good task force ni nyina na
who's around always I tell you this right when politicians they want power so politicians people fi Ghana for her they come to the level of the ordinary Ghanaian omo opposition they do as if they think about the interest and the work
force Gàlamsey task force wati e dey gun wura mu a kire say omo ko eye one Gàlamsey side to another Gàlamsey side ta kire say omo chichi Gàlamsey fo e shom fidie e say omo eniama no me na o ka say die sa Gàlamsey task force no a ye IGP asset no omo agu no na utie nsem na ebusuya nsem no emu owrem you see this fight against Gàlamsey enye fidi agro. Now this government they can't solve Gàlamsey because now we are the Moamu Attorney General ya no the other social media Attorney General ebe can say Joseph Yamin and some other names are suspected say omunso no omuye illegal mining according to can is what is name Dr. Ayini current Attorney General and Minister for Justice Edibetuja. Something better about a lot of people were asking a lot of questions that why is it that this Attorney General that we have always comes to the social media to make things look like say as a or judging the panel all of a sudden but a very rich and baby. You see what is happening about this Gàlamsey thing. It is going to be very hard for this government or what's way to say they can fight against illegal mining. I find it's a Gàlamsey. And the reason is very simple because according to Iras to the South Donko in January, February, Ebe can say MP Edma Awun constituency is involved in illegal mining. Emma Sobeka crack room more fine info. It joined the good so my bandeno. If you call him some more searing, more banding among mobium. So this should tell you clearly that the NDC, that more government in today, are involved in Gàlamsey. And there are a lot of videos to prove. There was this video where this guy Amaro Shako, somewhere in the Ashanti region, where a video by I was say there is one constituency chairman do on side. Our no the Gàlamsey side, they walk out when a police for crack. They now that style, so she saw video now. But trash is some come more. Watch now. So it should tell you that this current government cannot fight illegal mining. If they tell you that they are going to fight Gàlamsey, I'm telling you, they cannot fight Gàlamsey. And that's the honest truth. But you see, this truth, a lot of people don't want to accept it. But there is no way these people can fight Gàlamsey, especially when now His Excellency John Dramani Mahama no sanka ni chuchumucho. Ni nua oni ni fama ko baako Ibrahim Mahama ato black voter will say then oh forget it. There is no way these people are going to stop Gàlamsey. And Africa never be worse. Yes, telling you, Africa never be worse. That's the honest truth. That is the honest truth. Africa never be worse. Africa never be there.
NDC, Johnson Asedin. Man of the NDC, Johnson Asedin Katia, when he boldly declared that the whole concept of a state of emergency to fight Gàlamsey not on the table. He doesn't support it. Now, Honorable Johnson Asedin Katia doesn't just talk. When he's talking, he talks for the NDC boldly. When he's talking, he talks for the policymakers. That speech was serious because one, in fact, we were just mourning these gallant 8 heroes who died in the helicopter crash, going to what? Fight Gàlamsey, going to look for solutions to end Gàlamsey. And then we were told that let's do something to honor them. The people even said, let's ban Gàlamsey, or let's ban all surface mining for a year in their honor. The people saying that for their sake and for their memory, let's delay it or let's completely expunge the allies supporting the mining, and then also what? Declare a state of emergency. These were voices. They seem to be a consensus, a convergence of ideas after the death of these people that this is the best thing we can do for their memory, so that their deaths are not seen to be in vain. Mm. Only for the national chairman of the NDC to come and just pour cold water on it. Now, that doesn't disappoint me. He's a politician. That's what he wanted. But they were journalists all over this country who advocated for us to what? Declare state of emergency and expunge it. I didn't hear an uprising from them. There were unions. And in fact, there was labor union, the whole of labor, who stood up and said, no, we have to do this, threaten a nationwide strike to close down the whole country. Then they made 2 demands: declare state of emergency and also what? Remove the airline. I've not heard anything from labor unions, from national labor. My own union, UTAC, We went on strike because of this. National union leaders and local union leaders told us that Gàlamsey was an existential crisis. Almost a month, or no, there were 2 weeks to examinations. We closed down the universities. Students in the University of Ghana had to sit there doing nothing, waiting the academic calendar, thrown into tatters because we held politicians hostage almost 2 months or 3 months to an election because of Gàlamsey. We did this, and we even made the politicians to sign a pledge. The pledge saying that they promised to do, among other things, expunge the LI and also declare a state of emergency. Today, UTAC is quiet. Today, labor unions is quiet. Even though the national chairman of the NDC is telling us that they are not going to do that. If you were a union leader, and if yesterday you stood firmly for us to use to declare a state of emergency, but today you have shifted your position, shame on you. Bow your head in shame. If you were a journalist, if you were a civil society organization, and yesterday you advocated strongly for us to declare a state of emergency, but today you've kept quiet, shame on you. Bow your head in shame. And I'm going to say